Welcome. You are now tuned into the Textually Active podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Textually Active, your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rez, and I got Meezy with me.
Black man alive.
Eric's on the boards.
Yo.
And we're joined by two lovely ladies. I have Brittany with me.
Hey, y'all.
And I have Leanne.
Hi.
And Leanne is visiting from Connecticut. She flew all the way down here to be with her good people. And Brittany is new to North Carolina.
It's a lot.
Fresh in the Winston-Salem area. You know, just getting used to it. And these ladies are best friends, and we thought it would be a good idea to have them come and share some stories with us. So thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
How's everybody feeling?
It's V-Day.
It's Valentine's Day when we're recording. So I hope you guys are,
You guys had a great session.
Yes.
You know, got all the great gifts that you needed and wanted.
I hope you got that plan B if you need it. If not, I hope you got that baby.
Big one.
Be sure to go to the clinic soon and
relax.
Make sure everything's good.
Oh.
Never know if it's a partner. You never know.
I thought you meant go to the.
No.
Relax.
No. No.
That's not the abort I want you to do right now.
No, I don't want you. No.
I need the fan.
Make sure you got that pH and everything's right, because you know when you get a new peen in there, things start getting out of whack.
Is that what happens?
Mm-hmm. Niggas be throwing your pH off. They do.
You throw our lives off. It's just equal balance.
We throw your life off?
And that's an equal balance?
Equal balance.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong statement to make. Because I don't think a woman has thrown a man's life off. Probably ever.
Right. So we brought these lovely ladies here to discuss dating, what it's like right now in the field, because Brittany is single. Leanne is a married woman. I'm an engaged woman, and Meezy is in a relationship that's on the road to marriage eventually. This is a serious commitment that he's in. So we wanted to talk about all the different...
Thanks for speaking that into existence.
Yeah.
Manifest.
Yes.
What you did there.
So I thought it would be interesting to get different perspectives on this episode. But before we get into that, I want to talk about how we all know each other, because it's a very interesting story.
And I love telling this story.
Okay.
Winston-Salem. No, I don't have to tell the story now, but I love when
Crazy
you tell the story, because people are like, what?
She also likes to tell it, make everybody else involved till they're part of that story.
Right.
Everybody has a part.
Everybody plays a part. So, as you all know, I'm from Delaware.
Right.
I met E in Delaware. Right. He went to Del State University.
Right.
He had friends who went to UD who happened to be in his blue family. And that's how he met Leanne. She's a Zeta with a T. And her husband, Byron. He went to Del State too, and that's Eric's best friend. So they met there.
Brother.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, Lion brother, best friend. Yeah.
No.
They have a...
Serious.
Oh, wait. Meezy, that's
No.
Eric's best friend.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's Eric's best friend.
It's not Eric's best friend.
Do you have a problem with that, or...
It's not Eric's best
Byron gonna jump across this table.
friend. We can handle that later.
Y'all want to talk about it offline?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about it offline. So that's how they know each other.
Tequila.
Right.
Tequila and water.
I don't think that's a good idea. So Leanne and Byron got married. What year did you guys get married? 2017.
This is about to be 3 years.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes. So at the wedding, we all kind of came together. That's where I met Brittany.
Yep.
Eric and Brittany actually walked down the aisle together.
We have the pics.
Did you guys know each other when you were at Del State? Or no?
I had graduated already.
Okay.
Because I'm the old head in the group, I think.
Because she's the genius of the group.
Very smart.
Graduated early.
It's because I'm
multiple
old,
degrees.
too.
Yes. Very
But
smart.
no, I knew Eric from them sharing a house in Dover.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah, we were roommates.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wild
forget
year.
about
It was
that.
a wild year.
It was not
That was a lot going on. And it wasn't even a whole
It was
year.
who you lived with.
Felt like a long time.
And then we got Jazz in the mix too. Jazz is
Jazzy.
also a Zeta. I'm not sure how you and Leanne met, or you and Jazz met each other.
her dean.
Brought her into the sorority. I'm
Okay.
her dean.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
She
then
owes a lot to me.
we have that factor. We all came together at the wedding. As you know, Jazz got into a relationship with Meezy when she moved to when she came to visit North Carolina for the
There was
first
a
time.
DM situation, right?
Yeah, Jazz jumped in the
Right.
DM.
That's what I
That's
thought.
how Jazz knows Meezy. And we're all friends. Fuck it, we're here.
We here.
Brittany moved to North Carolina last
In
year?
No,
2018?
August.
August of
2019.
yeah,
Yeah.
last year. So it's an interesting story. Lots of love, lots of feelings, lots of friends. So
I thought you was about getting your LMA back.
LMA?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Feelings?
B.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Tell a poem. Why did she do that?
I don't know. She was
Oh.
telling poems in between every break. But yeah, so that's how we all know each other. That's how we got here. And let's just get into the perspectives. So how long have you been single, Brittany?
Oh my! I've been single not that long actually. I'm single now because the guy I was with didn't want to move to North Carolina, and I don't necessarily blame him. He's from Brooklyn.
Oh.
I think it'll be a lot for
Wow.
somebody
Wanna
from
leave
Brooklyn
New York.
to move
But
They
down
don't want to
here.
leave.
But
They
they,
never want to leave.
but guess where they always love to come? North Carolina.
Do they?
I
Always.
feel like it would be a lot for him to live down here. Like
He can still wear his
it's a little
Timbs.
quiet. Not still wearing.
I actually have on Timbs today, which is wild. And as much gentrification going on in Brooklyn, it's the same thing.
No, yeah. I mean, the rent. That rent is crazy.
It's the same thing.
But now we broke up. So we broke up in like October.
Did you guys try long distance at first?
We were long distance for those first couple months, but we had only been in a relationship like 6 months at that point. By the time I moved down here,
Oh, well.
so then it was like we're gonna see how it works, how it goes.
Yeah, be ready to
Does
move.
he want to move down here? Because my job makes me not really that mobile. So
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that till it's like, no, I'm not moving to Brooklyn. I'm not coming back to Jersey. So once that became like apparent,
You had to let it go.
had to
Ain't
let it
Jersey to Brooklyn long distance?
nah, people from Brooklyn,
They said long
they
distance.
say that. They say it's long distance. I was like 45 minutes from him, and they're like,
Because they don't
you're in a
drive.
long distance. Exactly. Like his friends were like, can't you find somebody in New York? I'm like,
The MTA
His
don't go out
friends
there.
were saying that?
I live 30 miles from you. Like, really?
Brooklyn to
The-
the Bronx, they don't want to do.
The
No, they
MTA
don't.
does not go to Jersey. It'll be all right.
Exactly. But nah, when they don't drive, yeah, but his friends were saying, I mean, they're older friends too, so
Okay, older friends.
they got different expectation.
like,
Okay.
like Cheryl
Yeah.
and Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby Love. You know, Steph was sis was in the DM talking about when I kept saying Buddy Love or Bobby Love. I reminded her of Eddie Murphy's character.
And Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
valid.
That's
That's
what I was
valid.
talking about. That's
That's
what I was
valid.
talking about. But yeah, so what's it like? Me and Meezy often joke, like, we've been off the field for a minute. Like, we don't know what's going on in the streets. We were talking on one of our older episodes about how we used to like shoot our shot and make thirst traps on Instagram back in the day and what that process was like. We're so outdated. We're out of touch. We don't know what's going on.
Bro, speak for yourself.
Oh.
I be looking. I just don't indulge no more.
Okay.
Timeline let you know.
Is someone else jumping across the table at this moment?
Um,
'Cause what?
You be looking, you just don't indulge.
Nah, bro, you gotta know just in case.
Okay.
Brittany just said she had 6 months with somebody. Next thing you know, she back on the block. She back to the street.
So are you saying that you keep one foot in the streets at all
No,
times?
bro, you just gotta
On the
you
curb.
gotta open
On
the
the curb.
You gotta open the blinds and peek out from time to time.
Just see what's
up.
going on?
See what's going on.
So you
out there.
know
Yeah.
what the field is like a little bit.
He
Well, I
not doing
don't.
that.
I
He's
don't.
not doing that. So I don't even know why he's saying that. He's not doing that. No.
So if you had to describe it in 3 words, what would you describe it as?
Bad, bad, and bad.
Okay.
It's bad out here. Yeah. Like, it's really bad for Black women dating. Like, any blog, podcast, show, women talking about Black women, especially talking about dating scene, is tough. And because I have a lot of degrees, background, men are intimidated a lot of times. They feel like they have to perform intelligence or perform like something, and then
Just
that goes
overcompensate
wrong.
for
Yeah.
what they have
And
and
it's
make it
just-
look bigger.
Yeah.
Exaggerate a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough. And Winston-Salem is like a different type of place.
We've tried to introduce you to men.
No, y'all have. Y'all have.
Winston-Salem.
Y'all have.
To all our listeners out there, Brittany is actively looking. We seen last week, you guys were in the DM for Hoop. So this week we have a lady. So her DMs are open. Do you like DMs?
My DMs are not open.
Okay, they're not open.
They're closed.
She likes face-to-face interactions.
I'll be at.
She has a business card.
Right.
What?
No, listen, I really had a business card when I was 13. Like, if guys approached me for my phone number, I gave them a business card. I'll pull it out. Like, it was laminated. It had my AIM name on there, my beeper, and my house phone.
Wait, what was your AIM name?
Baby
Trash.
B143.
Guys, mine was
Trash.
Mine was Little Miss Kisses. I ain't never kissed nobody a day in my life. I'm talking about some Little Miss Kisses. Don't kiss nothing.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
What was your AIM name?
Damn.
On my bike? That was my Twitter name.
No, yeah.
Damn.
I feel like that was your AIM name, too.
For a minute, maybe. I don't remember. I haven't used AIM since like 2006.
Didn't really do a lot of social media, and
I was on Twitter heavy for a few years.
So
I had fun.
you're familiar with the DM diving and mixing it up?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How did you meet Byron? I heard that was an interesting story of you shooting your shot.
I met Byron through Jasmine. I was in a relationship.
Wow.
Whoa.
Right.
See?
I was in a relationship.
Look,
he's my frat brother.
She had one foot on the block.
and somebody from the Bronx.
She had
Right.
one foot on the block.
I had-
Jenny was on the block.
Right.
I had no intentions initially. I was in a long distance relationship with somebody from the Bronx who was not trying to move.
Not to Delaware.
Anywhere. He didn't want to leave the
move,
Bronx.
period.
Oh.
Yeah, like he wouldn't take me to Brooklyn because it was just too far. So I was in a long distance relationship. It wasn't working out, and I was hanging out with Byron a lot.
Where were you guys hanging out? You guys were hanging out on
not
camp?
hanging out with Byron a lot.
Shaking it up on the camp?
Saucing it up in the Union.
Because I don't even think I knew about
they
this
were on the
initially.
plots. They were on the plots.
So-
You guys were hanging out on the
My
plots?
fault.
No, I don't think
Shaking
I
it
ever
up?
hung out.
Oh, okay.
Calf on Wednesday for chicken.
I went to a few parties that he happened to be at.
Fried fish.
I went to his room a few times.
Oh, a
to
little
hang out.
wall grinding, twin bid cuddling.
What year is this? Let's get the vibes right.
Right.
2012.
Oh, y'all was listening to T-Pain,
Ooh.
Trey Songs, ready? Oh,
Yeah, it was.
That's
a lot of
funny.
Trey Songs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think we had
11?
yeah.
Damn. I'm not good with numbers.
It's all right.
2011. And then he graduated and left Delaware.
It was a nasty time.
It wasn't a nasty
Was it a
time.
nasty time?
What was
What was
happening in
that?
2011?
2011 was a nasty time.
Well, a lot of raw sex.
You ever looked at...
Oh my.
Not over here.
Relax. You ever looked at an Arizona can? Everything from that time looks like what that can looks like. It's nasty.
That's true. I have to test that theory.
Everybody was HDR in every picture. It's a nasty time.
Yeah, 2011 was different.
I had a lot of fun.
It was.
No, 12, I had a lot of fun.
So it's 2011.
What you mean you had a lot of fun?
I mean, 2012 was a very fun year.
It's 2011. You're listening to Neighbors Know My Name with Byron
no,
in
what
his
was the
twin
one
bed.
song?
Black Rose.
The last time.
Scratching me up.
Say
This is the last time
Yeah.
I'm
That's
all
not on that
caught up,
album.
and it's time to
I
put
can't.
it down. So
But
did you?
it was innocent. It was a very innocent. We were hanging out.
What does that mean?
So you
We were
weren't
just
cheating?
hanging out. I was not cheating. I was
It
not.
was, no,
Nah,
it
it
was
was
something
cheating.
going on the timeline this week.
Initially, it was not cheating.
What do you mean?
We hung
Says
out
you.
for like the fall of 2011.
Yeah.
By Thanksgiving, it was like really going downhill with the guy I was with.
Mm-hmm.
Byron was coming up the hill.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It was getting different.
Okay.
Right.
No,
he was
I
doing a
feel like
little,
it
a little
was
fuck
fairly
that
innocent.
nigga.
For the record,
Dirty ass nigga from the Bronx.
for the record,
Right.
for the record, Byron's in the background and he has this look like, yeah, I bagged it. I bagged it.
I bagged Byron. That's how that goes.
Okay.
So I broke up with the guy I was with. Started hanging out with Byron a little bit more. And
How
then
long
moved
were you
away.
with the guy you were with? A long time.
4 years?
Cheating.
No, longer than
No,
that.
I think it was 4 years.
Out here cheating.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it was just 4 years.
A cheating love story.
Well, success comes from it.
Uh-oh.
And then
That's a bar. Text alert. Success comes
they
from
say
that.
in order for you to get a new job, you have to have a job. So maybe there's a theory behind having a man
Oh, you trying to go
to
off,
get a
sis.
new man.
You trying to go off,
know?
sis. Listen, look at that metaphor.
Science.
I see you. I see what you did there. You played it. If you ain't
I'm
cheating,
not
you ain't
necessarily
trying.
mad at
See
the
it?
theory.
I see it. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Eric laughing a little bit too hard over
Yeah.
there. Hey, chill out. Hey.
So then Byron moved. We were not together.
Damn.
I moved in with Eric and some other guys. We shared a house. And Byron would come down to visit his frat brothers. And then
Allegedly.
we
He was
got
coming to
His
see
frat
you.
brothers.
he did not seem to be interested. It was a weird road on that one.
Cause you was playing, my boy. Shit.
You need a mic.
It was a fun
Trying to
time.
play my boy.
I had a lot of fun that year. That's what I said. 2012.
You gonna keep saying that? What happened?
I mean, I was 25. I was living life. I was single. It was fun. I would visit you all the time. I was in Philly a lot.
Yeah.
And so how did you guys end up getting together?
We eventually started to really progress towards a relationship, and then he finally just asked me if I wanted to date him. And it took me a little bit to say yes, because I knew that meant I was going to move.
Right.
Byron lived in Connecticut, and I was in Delaware, and I was like, he's not moving back. So if I decide to get in this relationship, I got to go.
Right.
So it took me a little bit. Eventually, I said yes. And then I moved less than a year later.
Okay.
Yep. And I've been in Connecticut for 6 years.
That's beautiful.
7 years.
You are really bad with the math.
She said yesterday she don't know anybody's birthday. She put everybody's birthday in her phone.
7 years. I moved up the day before our 1 year anniversary.
It was quick.
Right.
Making quick moves.
And then we got engaged by year 3.
Okay.
And then we got married the next year.
Beautiful.
Is that wrong?
Is that
the math
right?
wrong?
Byron's making a face.
I thought it was 3 years.
I don't think it was 3 because it was not because it was in May, right?
When did I move?
Okay.
To that, I don't know.
We need a timeline.
How long have you guys been together?
It'll be 8 years.
8 years. That's a long time.
Oh, so we were dating for 5 years.
Okay,
Not
you guys,
3 years.
Okay.
Got engaged.
I mean, when you're looking back and you like tequila, so your memory gets a little gets a little scattered.
It's a little wild.
Oh, another song they were listening to in 2011.
What?
Blame it on the alcohol.
Blame it on the terrible
Was that
song.
11?
Terrible song. I think that might have been 2009. It was hot though. Yeah, it was still going around. So over the years, how has your relationship changed? Like, I know in the beginning, like everybody says, it's the honeymoon phase, things are sweet, yada, yada, yada. And then if you let the internet tell it, they say that over years, relationships like go downhill and that nobody's staying together for long and everything like that. But when I see you guys out, you seem very happy. You guys are very much in love. So how do you keep, things fresh and the spark alive and keep your relationship thriving?
We know how to make each other happy. Like, I think it's as simple as that. Like, the things that you can say, the things you can do, what you like, and we do it with each other.
So I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I purposely do stuff to get on Eric's nerves.
Funny part.
I do things to get on his
Funny part, he knows too.
I think
It's
overall,
not like he doesn't.
it's very, like, every relationship has its ups and downs. We've definitely had ups and downs. this whole time. But
every time somebody says they have ups and downs, I think that people be cheating. Like that's just
no, that's not it.
That's the code for you.
Like when I first
had our
moved,
ups and downs.
when I moved, I wasn't working. I was finishing my master's, so I wasn't working. So like that was like a weird space where I couldn't contribute to the house.
You didn't know anybody up there.
Didn't know anybody
It
up
was a
there.
lot.
I would like get upset if he was hanging out after work because I'm home all day, that kind of thing. So that like, even though that was like 1 year in, that was like kind of a down, and then I got a job, things went up, that's what I mean, ups and downs. So,
Okay.
I feel like getting through these downs strengthens the
I
other
agree.
side, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
The uppers.
It's been situations where I call them rough patches, like when stuff isn't going right for me and I'm like very hard to deal with when I'm under stress, but just making it through those situations is kind of like, damn, like we can make it through anything.
Right.
If we can make it through this shit together, like, and then you look back on it and you're like, this is what it's all about.
Right.
It's about working through it. And it's about putting in the work and taking time to realize what your partner likes, what they don't like, and how you guys can fix it together to get to where you want to be.
Right.
So I like that. I love a good love story. Love is still
A
alive.
long love story.
And their wedding was so lit. Like,
It was a fun
they had
wedding.
one of the best weddings I've ever been to.
How many weddings you been to?
A lot.
Hey, what was that? A high five?
It was a
Yeah,
good
it was
wedding.
a good wedding.
So, Brittany, you mentioned something about being attracted to older men earlier. Yeah. You hinted towards your Bronx, or was it Brooklyn? Your Brooklyn lover
Brooklyn.
having older friends.
Mhm.
Does that mean that he was also older?
Yeah, the last 1, 2, 3. The last like 4 people that I've dated seriously have been at least 10 years older.
Okay.
Minimum.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like from the age, how young?
From 20, like
How old were you
When you first started
Let's say
dating
that.
older
Let's
men.
start
I've
there.
always dated older guys, even in high school. Like I was dating guys that were 4 or 5 years older.
Okay.
So then the youngest guy that I actually ever dated was my fiance, my ex-fiance.
What? Wait a minute. Okay. Let's put a stopper on this one. We're going to come back to that ex-fiance.
Yeah. I was engaged in undergrad.
What?
My college sweetheart.
Wow.
We got engaged. He was a basketball player and he went to Mizzou at the time, or he had just transferred there. So I wanted to move there and it was like, you can't bring a girlfriend here. So we were like, oh, we're getting married then.
Okay.
So my senior year, which was my third year, I did undergrad in 3 years. So it was my third year.
Undergrad in 3 years.
Yeah.
This lady is
Genius.
smart, guys.
She's
She's
how many
smart.
years? What did you graduate with? 3 degrees?
Soc, Black American Studies, and Women's
Genius.
Studies.
Wow.
Oh yeah, your DMs just lit up.
So
DMs just lit up.
we got engaged like that summer before he moved to Missouri, and we were planning the wedding. Leanne was in the wedding. Everybody got like their bridesmaids dresses. I had everything. I had
Oh,
my
shit,
wedding
this is far.
dress. We had the catering, and we called it off 4 months to the day before the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
But nothing happened. Like, he was a really good guy. He is a really good guy. I just realized, like, damn, I'm young. Like, what am I doing? Like, what's the problem?
So this is what I'm trying to figure out. Every time I hear this story, we break up. He was a really good guy.
He was.
So what the hell happened? Like,
was-
nobody ever says why. He's a really good guy.
I was 21 and I realized because his goal was to play basketball. And he had like a little prospect to get drafted by the NBA, but like not a big prospect. So it was likely that he was going overseas. And that's what ended up happening. He's overseas now, still playing. And I just realized, like, I don't want to be trailing somebody around Europe and wherever else for the rest of my life. Like, I want to have a career and do my own thing too. And we just weren't going to be able to have that life like that.
Does he send you the future text from time to time?
We reconnected
in?
a couple times after, but not recently.
I saw all
Not
them
recently.
brooms standing, and I remember the way you sweep me out.
You don't have to reply. You don't have to
We
reply.
check in from time to time.
Nah, yeah, but I haven't talked to him in a couple years, but we linked a couple times after we broke off the engagement. But it was cool. Our parents were happy because our parents were like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, 21 is really young.
Really
like
young.
thinking
How old was he?
He's a year older than me.
Oh, well then that's not bad.
But thinking back to when we were 21, is that something you would want to do at the age of 21?
I was about to.
Yeah, you did tell that. You were like playing stepdaddy and
not stepdaddy.
Yeah.
living with somebody and all the whole thing at 21. At 21, man, I was drinking fifths of Henny. It was a crazy time.
Nothing's changed.
I do not drink Henny anymore. You never see me drinking Henny.
You're drinking fifths of Tito's.
That's what we're drinking today.
I love Tito's. So, okay, back to the age thing.
Yeah.
So after that breakup,
right,
when you were engaged to be married,
right,
I'm sure you cut that off and had some fun out there. You're a fresh 22.
Actually, I got back into another relationship. Like, before I was 30, I was in back-to-back relationships.
Are you a serial monogamist?
Yes, and I'm actually like a recycler. So I would recycle relationships a lot. I don't do that anymore. I don't recommend that. But after I broke up with my fiance, I ended up like going back to my my high school sweetheart. And then he and I were in a relationship off and on for a while.
You're just like, hey, I'm back. Let's give this a try.
What's crazy is his best friend saw me out in our hometown and was like, aren't you supposed to be married? Like, what are you doing out here? And I was like, nah, we broke up. And that very same night, my ex called me like, I heard you're in town.
Like, yo,
right.
She's single.
Right.
She back to the street.
I don't know. I think the whole recycling thing is toxic. Like, leave them alone. Like, let me go. It didn't work for a reason, but here I am back.
I don't know. You never know, though.
Sometimes, like, maybe if you are like young and then you come back to somebody like years down the line, that's different. I was like separating from the dudes for like 6 months and then go back to them in 6 months. She just said,
the guy that she was engaged to, he was a good guy. Nothing's wrong. He may come home from overseas.
Nah, he's not my guy, though. Oh. That's the thing. Oh. People can be good guys, but not be your guy.
Oh. That's true. Oh. I have a hard time with the recycling thing because I hold grudges and I pay attention to patterns. So I would probably go back to it and then realize that you're still on the same bullshit and just not be able to keep it going.
Yeah.
So I'm against recycling. Let that nigga go. Yeah. Y'all broke up for a reason. Let that girl go.
Like no other.
And like Brittany said, that he's a great guy. Just not your person.
Not my person.
So
I've never stayed friends with someone that I broke up with.
I'm friends with all my exes. Every last one. Because stuff happens, but I'm like, stuff happens. Like, often it's not that big of a deal why we break up.
How does that work in your new relationship?
I tell people from the door, like, one of my exes is one of my very best friends in the world. Like, he's my niece and nephew's godfather. And I tell people, like, when I first start dating them, like, he's in my life, so this is what it is. You do what you want with that information.
And how do they normally take it?
They have to take it fine or else it's not.
There is no tomato.
You gotta go.
I've always told guys that I dated that if we broke up, then we're not talking to each other again.
Ever. That's your Cancer energy.
I've said it to Byron. Like, if it ever happens, if we ever break up, bye.
Like, forget about it. Blocked. Delete.
Done.
So, these old niggas. How would you...
Double entendre. I see what you did there.
This is what's funny.
That's fire.
This is a generational thing.
Okay.
My grandfather, her husband was 22 years older than her. Like,
how old was she when they got together?
They met when she was 11.
Oh, my God.
He owned a bar that my great-grandfather used to go drink at.
He owned a bar and she was 11?
So he owned a bar that her dad used to go drink at, and she used to have to, like, go down the street to... He had to go get him out the bar, her dad.
That makes sense.
So then they like, linked up or whatever when she was 19.
Okay.
And, They linked when she was 19. He was married. And she got pregnant.
Gotta have one to get one.
Right. She got pregnant with my...
This is not good advice at all.
Not good.
Then y'all be out here calling niggas toxic.
Not good. But that's what he did, not her. She wasn't in no relationship. He was in a relationship.
But she knew that man was married.
Right. He's at least
My
44.
grandma never gave a fuck about stuff like that. She never gave a fuck about stuff
It
like
don't
that.
matter.
Nah, she did what she felt. But so that was that. And then my mom dated older guys when she was in high school and stuff. Then she got with my dad. My dad is actually younger than her, but and they've been together 36 years now. But that was like her thing too.
I think with dating older, I would have a fear of like not being able to relate to them because I'm like into memes, I'm into like music and what's going on. I like listening to the new tracks and stuff and texting and FaceTiming and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if an old person would be able to do that. Do you find it difficult?
Well, that's the thing, because I'm an old soul. Like, I don't listen to new hip hop. Like, I'm like out of everything.
You ain't heard that new Tory Lanez?
No, I don't even know who that is. No.
What about the
I'm
baby? You know the baby?
I do, but that's only because I saw stuff.
Oh, that wasn't him.
That wasn't him.
But I saw stuff about it. Like, that's
okay.
why I was like,
Well,
okay.
you guys talking about
But
his
then
meat?
wasn't he on SNL or something?
His penis?
Yeah.
Oh.
They talk about the meat.
Oh.
Yeah, he was on SNL though.
But that's how I saw him. But I don't like. I know the song where he has like the video.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be able to tell you no other songs.
Okay.
So that's why I date older guys, because I am like, that's how I live and move. And
Oh, I get it.
What?
She graduated undergrad in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
She dates older guys. She doesn't pay attention to current shit. She's a learner. She likes to be taught things.
Okay.
Figured it out. Oh.
Okay.
What you thinking of?
I mean, I don't know that.
So you know me how many years now? A long time.
I don't know that I would say that she's with older guys because they're teaching her stuff. She's with older guys because she knows how she wants her life to be. She wants to feel comfortable in this relationship, and being with someone her age, which I kind of feel like is less so now, maybe, but I don't know. I haven't dated in a long time, is being with a guy who's like in flux and he's learning and he's growing, and she wants a guy that's like in his life and knows what he wants. Right. He's established. Mm-hmm. He's got his career. He's not going towards his career.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's learning from them.
Mm.
Yeah.
So is that what attracts you to them?
Yeah, like I like alpha males and not alpha guys in that they're like aggressive or controlling, but just that they're like the center of the room. Like they're going to come in and command attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're running shit, like they're running their business, you know, like that type of energy. And when I was younger, like 22-year-old men that's not really necessarily developed all the way, you know? And because I have always been super independent and like ahead of my time, like my dad makes the joke that I raised him. He didn't raise me. Like, yeah.
I mean, you were giving out business cards at the age of 13.
With aim on them. You just get
That
to
were
it.
laminated.
I was writing love notes and ignoring the guys who liked me in middle school.
But that's how.
Right. Okay.
But that's the thing. I didn't, and I don't know where I laminated them. Like that's one of my questions to this day. Where did I do?
At school.
What teacher was laminating my business cards?
What kind
I did have the
of
card.
Christmas gifts were you getting? An encyclopedia set.
Right.
Yeah,
A good childhood.
we had a lot of books.
That is funny. So you're looking for somebody that's older.
Not necessarily. Like I'm open to
Just a little more mature.
Yeah, I'm open to whatever.
Are you on any of the dating apps? Do you use those?
Res
Ugh.
the dating
Let's
apps.
list them.
I'm not on a lot of dating apps, actually. I met my ex, my most recent ex on a dating app, and that was cool. The dating apps are dicey, though, because sometimes niggas expect you to interact with them a certain way, and that's not always how I'm not interacting with people like that. Like, somebody told them they're special, so they think that they're supposed to be treated special on a dating app, and bruh,
Wow.
this is a dating app.
Yeah.
Like,
You're on here because you're looking for somebody like the rest of
right.
us.
So
Should I take it
if you don't respond to them in an hour, they'll be like, oh, you're on the app, you don't respond. Like, good luck with that tactic. It's like, bruh, calm down. Like,
So I guess I got $40 don't work for you.
so I think I'm going to hop off this one that I'm on now because, yeah.
What's it rhyme with?
I'm on Match now.
Oh.
Oh.
And I was on eHarmony before. I'm afraid to do the free ones because I'm afraid of dick pics.
I heard it's nasty out there.
I'm afraid of it.
You're
I don't
afraid
want
of...
it.
Why are you afraid of dick
pics? Because I do
pics?
not want that. Like, that is not what I want in my life. Me personally. Other folks can want that. But for me, no. I don't want that.
Meezy, you keep your ear to the streets, right?
Yeah.
Is it nasty on the dating apps?
I mean, it depends on
Like,
how...
do you know guys who are on there?
It depends on how you giving it up. It's just some guys give it up.
If you let people tell it, they'll say Instagram is like a dating app.
Technically, it is because you get to see intricate parts of people's lives, and then you see what they like. You can pretty much see what they're interested in by what they do constantly. So then it's like, oh, I too enjoy this song that you just shot this boomerang to.
Right.
Then I can like talk to you about there's a song, and then whatever if you connect. But it's just about how you giving it up. Some girls like the aggressive approach. Some girls don't. Right. Some guys...
The aggressive meaning send a dick pic.
Yeah. I need to see what that is tomorrow so I don't have to wait. I've seen that on the timeline. Like,
well,
go ahead and
that's
send
how Sissy got bagged.
Off a dick pic.
Yeah.
So, off a dick pic.
Who?
My sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Just unsolicited.
No,
they were having a conversation, and then she was like, "Well, let me see," and he showed her the dick pic.
Yeah,
and
then requested.
That's
dick pic
different.
is very different from unsolicited dick pic. Yeah, absolutely.
Very
but I think, like I said, I think some girls are aggressive like that. So, let me go ahead and see what this is doing. Like I saw a girl say, "If we go on a date, we can sleep together tonight, so I can know if we need to go on a second date. Like, if we don't need to, then
no,
there's some nasty times out there.
Yeah, that's
I feel like, Leanne, you can speak to this. Do you feel like you get hit on more that you're married now that you're married?
No,
I feel like the ring sometimes is like a magnet for me. Like, people will see and just not respect the boundaries.
I feel like that's how it is for Byron, but not necessarily for me.
Really?
Didn't both of y'all just get hit on last night?
Hey, bro, stop making it hot out here.
Y'all both did.
Yeah.
Snitching. Stop trying snitching. Byron
They know.
Oh.
The dude asked them.
Oh.
Are y'all with them? I was like, oh my.
Still tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd he try?
So we were out and I went to the bar to get a drink and he came up behind me and he was like, hey, I forget what he said. It was something
next
you're
drinks
gonna
on
buy
me.
The drink.
Yeah, he was like, hey, what's your name? And I told him and he was like, hey, next drink on me. I was like, actually, it's gonna be on my fiance.
Right.
He's over there. He was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Like,
whole time I thought he tried Byron.
If we were with,
The whole time I thought he tried Byron. I was like, oh, wait, what?
No.
I
feel like we're in a time where people just don't respect those boundaries. It's almost like, oh, you're in a relationship, prove it kind of situation.
Because you can be in a long-distance relationship with a guy in Brooklyn and then be on campus hanging with another guy.
Who was doing that?
Oh, the Bronx. Excuse me. A guy in the Bronx and then be hanging.
I have had people hit on me and then I'm like, oh, but I'm married. And they'll say, how long have you been married? I've gotten that a couple times. How long have you been married?
It's an icebreaker.
Or,
it's an icebreaker.
I had that a few times, and then I had like a you can't have friends kind of thing, and I was like, no,
wow,
friends for
not
what?
allowed to
Why?
have friends.
I really hate that question.
What does that even mean? Like, what?
For me, I feel like I overlook it a lot, like, because I just don't think. My mind is so closed off to, like, people trying to hit on me. Like, I just feel like I'm there.
You don't realize
and I don't realize that it's happening until they're, like, making the move, like, let me buy you a drink. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what... Or we'll be having a casual conversation and they're like, so what are you about to do after this? Nothing. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So I feel like I had to, like, kind of wake up to it, like, hold on, this man is trying to talk to me. But I hate to be that girl.
Yeah.
Because everybody isn't.
Right, you don't want to assume.
Yeah, right.
Or to be, like, deading somebody for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're getting shot or stabbed outside of the club.
No, but that's real.
Yeah.
No, it's real.
No, for real. Like, men are very... It's kind of like you have to play it safe.
I wish women would offer me a drink. I would take them. Let me get that drink.
You don't think that's crossing lines?
It happens all the time. Women take drinks from guys.
I take drinks. I take drinks.
I'm not going to take a drink while Eric is sitting there.
No, not while he's sitting there. You'll take it while he's sitting there?
I would take it, and then I would be like, hey, Byron.
And then give it a
No, not while he's in there.
you
could
bought the
start
drink
a fight. You could start a
especially
fight.
if it's like very clearly like, hey, I have 2 rings on my finger.
I just told you.
I just said you talked to him
and then
earlier.
you still bought it.
You bought it
to him
we gonna
earlier.
Go ahead
Exactly.
and drink this drink.
It don't happen for guys
Next
like
thing
that.
you know, you got a unicorn. He talk about, so where are we going
Yeah,
after this?
that's happened before.
It's like somebody who sleeps with couples.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got approached one time. Byron was like, excuse me?
Was it a woman
Absolutely
or
not.
a
It was
man? What?
Yeah. It was rough.
That stresses me out.
He was like, are you guys a part of the lifestyle? Byron was like,
Byron should be impressed.
What lifestyle?
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
My stupid ass would have been like, yeah, I'm bi.
Byron hit them with the strong no.
I can see it.
Byron,
Not part of the lifestyle.
Not with the strong no.
I could definitely see it. But I think it goes to show that every date and situation, you have to have like some type of boundaries. Like, I wouldn't be able to accept a drink from another man when I'm out. Certain people will say that you shouldn't be talking to people in their DM when you're in a relationship. You shouldn't be having private conversations. You shouldn't be hanging out with men alone. And I think those are boundaries that need to be made in a relationship.
Right.
Unless you're going to be open, it's different styles of relationships.
Yeah.
But as long as I like discussing it, right? As long as you discuss it and you know what's going on. Byron has a lot of female friends that he works with, that he talks to, that he goes out with for happy hour and stuff, and that's fine because I trust him, right?
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That's the key.
It's just being able to trust your
Yeah.
partner.
If you don't got no trust for
I mean, yeah, I think if you get to the point where you have to go through phones and stuff, it's you really
not even that, when he's not around and that's the thought.
right.
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Is he with somebody? Like, bro, you're about to drive yourself nuts, and
Right.
I am at Home Depot by myself.
Right. So open
I'm
enough
by
to,
myself.
say, I'm texting
Food line.
Right.
That's fine.
Get chicken.
I'm in the couples aisle at Walmart trying to figure out what I would do for you tonight. No.
I don't think it looks good either, I don't think it looks good on any gender. Just talking about, I'm going through your phone, I seen this in your phone. It just looks bad.
It's bad.
It looks unattractive.
Nobody goes through phones? Y'all ain't never gone through a phone?
I've never.
I have absolutely.
I have
gone
not.
through a phone.
I won't, because if I really feel like I need to go through your phone, I know you're doing something.
Right.
There's no reason for me to go through your phone.
So what stage is go through the phone? Because
There's
you,
no stage.
a young one?
a young person, or just not trusting the person you're with, right? Like, I used to go through people's phones, and
Look how she said people.
So we know who it is.
Change the code, Byron. Change the code.
Well, no, but then with Byron,
Not
like,
his
I remember
phone.
telling one of my friends, like, I don't go through his phone. Like, I don't feel the need. I don't need to.
Did
know
you
what's
find
in
stuff
there.
when you were going through phones? Like,
No. But I felt the need to check.
But did it make you
Which
feel
isn't
crazy when you're
Your
out
mama
there?
will let you know, like, your instinct is right. Trust your gut. Go find it. And it's like,
I gotta be doing some weird things. I don't know. But
I don't know if it's right.
But yeah, I never found anything going through a phone. But feeling like you have to, you probably shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah.
No.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back with our final thoughts. And we're back.
So we've had this woman podcast
right.
all this whole time. Now it's time to get into what y'all like about y'all guys. Now I want to get to the hot topics.
Okay.
Okay.
We done let this be an all ladies podcast for a good 30 minutes. So it's time for me to take control of these reins.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Rez, you ain't said much this episode.
I mean, I talk a lot every week.
True,
Guys. We're on episode
true.
97.
True.
You pretty much know what
True.
the fuck's going on.
But there's a couple of details you tend to leave out.
Uh-huh.
So when you first saw E at that bar, what was it about E that was like, you know what? I would if I got a chance.
His waves was swimming.
That was it. that was it.
He was giving me the eye.
You saw the eye?
He had good hair. Then I looked at his wrist. His timepiece was looking all right.
That was one. That's one of your hair is one of your things.
And timepieces.
Yeah.
So then Leanne, when you seen Byron on the yard, like, oh, he kind of cute. Like, what was it for you? It was like, you know what, I might give him a chance. Let's hang out for a bit.
It took a little bit. Byron was rude to a lot of people when you first meet Byron. He is not a nice person.
What?
Yeah, he was rude. I was like, oh, Jasmine, I don't like him.
I can't tell.
Like, we gotta go out with him.
It's really nice.
We gotta go out with him.
I did. I went to a barn. We went to go pick up Eric.
Does he have to
Byron
go?
was there. And I was like, I don't know.
Now look at you married.
And then by the end of the night, I was like, oh, he just got this cute mole on the side of his nose.
That was what it was.
It was
Oh.
cute.
It was the mole.
He's got a nice face.
Wow.
So, Brittany, what you be on these streets looking for, bro? How is it? What is it that is attractive to you? That's like, you know what? If he came over and talked to me, I see what's up.
It's presence. Like, it's definitely presence. Like, it's like, do I feel the energy? Like, what is the energy that you're giving off? Because I can see in the bar, like, okay, or definitely not. You know, like, I can know pretty quick.
BDE? You're a fan of the BDE?
What is that?
Guy giving off big dick energy?
I don't really know what that means.
I feel like that's what it is. I think that it's the presence, right? I've always assumed that BDE was like, you command the room.
Yeah.
With your big dick.
I think you said as women, we know when we're like,
immediately.
He could get it.
You know immediately.
He could get it.
You know this person has no chance ever, or this person.
How long do they usually be taking, bro?
5 seconds.
Yeah. You know,
It's
in a couple
instant.
minutes. What's going on?
It's instant.
So niggas be out here trying to buy drinks for nothing.
Yeah. We seen you when we came in. We weren't interested. Like, we've been seeing you.
We're on hour 3.
You've been trying to catch my eye for a moment. I haven't looked, so give it up.
That's pretty funny. So, my next round of questioning here.
Oh, okay.
So, Riz.
Yeah.
You got him. Now, this is the moment I like to know because it's always fun to guess. You always say you was like, I was ready to make this step. But when did you know that he was? Like when you was like, all right, he might be trying to take me serious.
I think I knew from the beginning that he was ready to take it serious. Just the way that he handled me. Like, he took care of my feelings. He cared about like what my goals were, where I wanted to be. He listened to me. He really paid attention to details. Like, I knew that he was taking it serious by just the things he said when we were together. So from the very beginning, I knew he was like, I'm not playing with your ass. Come on, girl.
Leanne, at what point? Because you said you was like, nah, not with this. We gotta take some time. And then he was still invested, clearly. And so then you was like, all right, you know what? We can do this, but is he for sure? What made you know, like, yeah, he's for it?
I mean, I feel like the fact that it started off long distance in the first place made me feel like he was for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the fact that he asked me to be his girlfriend and we lived 4.5 hours away from each other.
Right.
That's kind of a serious thing to do. Like, he wasn't down the street.
Right. And I remember you said when you moved that, like, it was clear to you that it was clear to him that you weren't moving to be his girlfriend forever. Yes. Like, you gotta do something else. Yeah. Like, this has to be.
And we had that conversation.
Right.
Like, I was like, I'm moving to Connecticut. I'm moving away from my family.
Right.
I'm not going to be your girlfriend forever. Like, literally said those words. And he was like, no, of course not. And he was like, but not right now. And I was like, no, not right now. Like, we don't have to push it. But this is not going to be.
We're not shacking up forever.
I'm triggered.
This is not going to be.
You're triggered.
I'm triggered.
Why are you triggered?
I sound like it feels like deja vu.
I mean, coming from two women who've moved to be in a relationship and keep a relationship going, you don't just move just to hang out. I'm not moving just to kick the shit. I'm moving to work together, build, be together. Yeah.
For a job though.
But no, she didn't though.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't be moving for a job.
I had timelines in my head.
She moved for me.
Right.
We don't have to.
Great
Somebody's
question.
confused.
Great question. So is this like a dream? Like how, like at what point do you start developing these ideas of that I find a guy, I find the guy, and this is where we're doing this?
When you find that guy, I think it starts with me, right? Like if you find the guy, we were together. I said, we're not going to date forever. He said no. And then like it went from there. It wasn't even a dream. It was like, this is going to happen. I know we're going to get married. I want to be married.
Yeah.
like eventually, you know, right?
Oh, you liked him.
Yeah. We were in it. This was it.
Yeah.
I had my fun when I was 25.
You gonna keep saying that? And somebody gonna ask for details. It doesn't. What the hell does that mean?
It's not like a sexual thing. Like I literally was like out and about. I was
being single is fun, bro.
No.
Why do you keep saying it?
Sometimes it's fun.
It wasn't like a long-term thing, and I wasn't looking for anything. Right? It was being single. It wasn't dating.
So, Brittany, are you out here looking?
I need somebody to take this damn trash out, get my oil changed. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, I need air in my tires. Byron's about to put air in my tires. Like, that's a lot.
Bro, you can do that yourself.
I can, but like, I have a lot going on. Like, it's you know.
The other one?
Yeah, she was on Avion.
I'm a tequila drinker.
Avion.
But I'm not out here like.
Thank you so much.
I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I'm very independent. I make my money, have my place. Like, I don't need anybody to like make me feel whole. Like, I'm not looking for somebody to complete me. I'm looking for somebody to complement my life if that is what happens. But after like 30 plus, I'm just at a different stage. Like before, that's why I was jumping from relationship to relationship, because I felt like I needed to be with somebody, you know, like that's what I was supposed to do. That's what life is supposed to look like. But life don't have to look like that, you know. It can.
What about at 30 plus? What if it never happens?
That's what it's like. You really got to start thinking about that as a Black woman. Like, Black women with PhDs,
it's hard.
It's tough.
Tough crowd out here.
Like the stats are bad. Like,
yeah, we heard it, bro. We heard it hit. We heard the name drop hit the ground. We were just gonna let it stay there. You can pick that. You can pick that up
on it.
We can pick that up when you're done. But you know,
I love it.
Nah, but the stats are not good. Like, they're just not good. And I do think about that, but I'm not going to force a square peg into a round hole just to be in a relationship.
No.
Go off, sis.
I really don't think it's that bad being single.
I don't think so. I
make single sound like
it's horrible.
Like, especially older people, when they come to you, Brittany, you know, you got your job, you're living in North Carolina. Where's your man?
You're 30. Like, what's going on?
No, like, how do you know I'm not having a great time being single? Like Leanne said, when she was 25, she was having a great time. She kept saying it. I was having a great time when I was single too, because I took the time to build on myself and love on myself to prepare for a relationship ultimately. But it was a great time.
Yeah, it can be fun, but
how did you know to stop it then?
How did I know to stop?
Yeah, like it was like, I'm living. This shit cool. This nigga in here.
She wasn't that single. She wasn't single for that long.
It's not for Byron.
Oh,
yeah.
And she wasn't single for that.
It wasn't long. That's what I'm saying.
Long.
It wasn't a super long time, but it was a fun. But it stopped for Byron, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like he bagged it. But anyway.
No, I still did.
That means a lot to her.
That means a lot to her.
It means a lot.
It does. Story. Because I need the world to know.
Not the world.
He was driving from Connecticut.
There you go. Driving from Connecticut.
Right.
Taking out my trash.
That's love.
Thank you.
Taking out my trash. And you used to leave trash for him.
Leave that trash.
Like, she would not take her trash out. It would be several bags of trash.
What is the deal with that?
I remember that.
That's a very specific. Like, my dad always took it out. My dad left. My sister would have guys over. They would take it out.
I'd be mad when I have to put a trash bag in the trash can.
When I moved in with Byron, I was like,
especially with nails on. Oh my gosh!
I told Byron when I moved in, I will always do the dishes if you always take out the trash.
I remember that,
and that was a deal for a while.
Bro, why is this my life? I'm trying to get this deal off,
but that's uneven though.
I've been trying to,
because dishes take a lot more time than
trash.
It
just switched to. He's doing dishes and trash.
Look how petty you are, bro.
I said that then too when we talked about that.
All right, bro.
We swapped it. And now he's doing trash and dishes, and I do the laundry.
I don't feel like that's even.
That is even.
That definitely is.
The hard part is the fold. Everything else.
Take the towels to the laundry mat.
All right, bro, that's trash.
You gotta go to the laundry mat
to dry.
Just to dry. Yeah. So I'm taking wet clothes. That's a lot.
That's even.
I enjoy that.
He always has clean clothes.
I get that off. That's easy.
Do you iron his clothes?
No. I will if he asks.
Yeah.
But he irons his own clothes.
What are your favorite things to do for the guys when you're with them?
To do for them?
Yes. Like that makes you happy. That you think they enjoy, at least.
I've had an ex tell me that I'm like a very good complimentary like partner. Like I'll see what the person that I'm with needs and I will compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're working on a particular project, I had one of my exes like did a podcast and was trying to develop like another like show. So I was like helping him. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, whatever thing, if there's like a blind spot or a weak spot, I can like hone in on that and say, let's get this done.
Hey, all you old niggas listening.
That's deep.
her ad name might not be here, but if you slide in my DM for a fee, I got you.
Not for a fee.
Nah,
She was listening to Beyonce upgrade you.
What? I'm not.
Definitely.
Big fee. Hey, you don't get a cut of this, fam. This me by myself.
Didn't you say we wasn't friends though?
When did I say this?
I'm like still hurt by this.
When did I say that?
At the birthday.
Ooh.
My birthday?
Yeah.
I was drunk.
Wow.
I was drunk. You know that don't count. I drink wine all day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's deep. I was gonna go very like
surface
and say that because you said something that I do for him that makes me happy.
It's more so, what is it about you that you think that he enjoys the most?
That's a whole different question.
Yeah.
Well, because it's you. You do it. Yeah, right. So you do it,
what
but
is
it's
it
like
about
you.
me that he enjoys the most?
Right, because I'm looking at Byron like
I'm looking at
what's
it.
that?
Drop a pen.
You're next.
Location.
Make sure you're paying attention.
What is it?
You're next.
Right. Are you planning your answer?
Overall,
It was Valentine's weekend. The guys need something.
Like friends, right? Like we like as much as corny as it sounds, like to be best friends with your partner. I think we're best friends, and I think the fact that we can talk about stuff that he wouldn't necessarily talk about with anyone else helps him, right? Like it helps me, but I think the thing about me that he enjoys is the fact that he can share these thoughts and feelings and have a real conversation and not just like, yeah, right, you know, a pat on the back. Like I think that's the difference there. Like I remember when and it's the same on my end. Like when I first started dating him, I said something about I had gained some weight or something. And I was telling my friend, like, gained some weight. And I was talking to Byron. And he gave me, like, all these workouts that I could do. Right? We weren't together. All these workouts. Where my ex, prior to Byron, would have been like, you didn't gain no weight. You know, like, that's not what you're going to get from him. You know, you'll get...
results.
Right. Like, he's not going to, like... Yeah, he's a very practical man. Absolutely.
And, like, but actually caring. Like, it's like... I'm not just going to like wash over what you're saying.
It's a conversation. And
that just means he's in tune.
It's so easy to just tell somebody you're not getting
It's not that. It's the fact that it's he is in tune that he knows that is important to her.
And comfortable enough
to
and then
like
say it.
I can say
stuff.
I can say it.
I'm not going to get mad
at some point
him when he says, well, yeah.
Like at some points, guys just say that to appease the situation because we don't know how serious of it. Oh my God, I just dropped this plant in the kitchen. Not, I'm finna go get you another one. I'm coming back. No, it's just, oh, well, we can clean this.
Right.
So it's like, we try to figure that out. We gotta get to that point though.
Yeah.
In a relationship. So, Reg? Nah, we ain't forgot.
Oh, it's my turn. So I was thinking about it as you were talking about it. I think he enjoys the time that we spend together just because I like quality time. So I definitely think that's a big piece of it. And I keep his life on track. I like to think I keep his life on track. Like I keep him focused on the things that he needs to be focused on because we have a lot of fun, but in the background, I'm like, you have to make sure you do this. You have to make sure you take care of this. You have to make sure you just take care of yourself. And I feel like I really just do my best to make sure that he's taken care of at the end of the day because he's such a giving person. Like he's always just pouring out to other people, but in the background, he needs somebody there to make sure that he's good. And that's what I do.
I feel that bucket, right? What did they say? You can't pour from an empty cup.
Now I'm the one. Hey, you might want to sit this one out. Sit that ass down.
So last question. Because it was Valentine's Day. It's time to gas my
You're
guys.
the only one pressed about Valentine's Day.
So this question is not for me.
We can get to you.
This question is not for me.
We're gassing our men's up.
Do it. I'm here for it.
What are your favorite things about your guys?
Aww.
And Brittany. Look, she got quiet.
Because I'm like...
So, when you have a guy, what are these things that they do, that you think that you make happy for them? Like, what's that you can do aside from the complimentary thing, but like you specifically do? Like, are you like a clothes ironer or whatnot or whatever?
I'm not a clothes ironer.
I mean, because you got traits that's worked before, and you're just like, let me see if this will work again.
I think I tried to see what they need from me and do those things. Like, there has been a guy that I dated for a long time that really did like his clothes being ironed. I'm not an ironer, but I ironed the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing is that deep for me to do or not do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if this particular thing is that deep for you, like, we can figure it out. I'm not about to be out here doing everything because I have a whole career, right. You know? But if there are things that it's like, I've dated guys who are like more sensitive and like to have like notes or things, you know what I'm saying? So then I'll do stuff like that. It depends on what they need, and I'm not about to give all my trade secrets. So the next guy can be like, yeah, I heard you on the podcast saying you did this for the last 3 guys that you dated.
Looking for their turn.
$40 and I got the acne.
What's the question?
What's your favorite thing about you guys?
Oh, favorite
Gas
thing
them
about
up. Shit. What's your favorite thing about me?
He's funny. Sometimes I'm very serious and he'll bring the play out of me. He keeps me motivated the same way I keep him motivated. He makes sure that I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and we just hold each other accountable.
Love that.
It's good, but it's good having a person that, like, it's times when I'll get home before E, and I'm like, damn, like, I just can't wait for my person to get home. Aww. And it's not so much so that we can talk or do anything. I just want to be, like,
in his presence.
Yeah.
She just loves him so much.
I want to be inside his shirt with him.
Out the window at the restaurant, was like, look at him.
When he was walking.
He was just walking. She was so in love.
She's like, look how he's walking.
Look at him just walking.
Why is he walking that fast?
He's excited.
He does do a fast walk when he's excited. I've seen it. That's funny.
Leave me alone.
And he doesn't remember life without her.
Mm-hmm.
He does that. Truly.
Yeah. The vitamins.
He's forgetting all types of things.
He doesn't.
My favorite thing about Byron is how thoughtful he is. Like, overall, he's just a thoughtful person. When we first started dating, he gives good massages. And it was just like instinct for him to give me a back massage. And he said he read a book about how to give a good massage. Like, he's just like thoughtful in that way. And almost always. Mm-hmm. He's he can anticipate needs. He's thoughtful in a lot of different aspects of our life.
That's important.
Yeah.
It really is.
But Meezy, we really want to know, like, what is your favorite thing about jazz?
Yeah. What's going on?
So, for me, my favorite things about jazz is always willing to
pop queen.
I'm the guy. That's funny. I'm the guy that's like, nah, I'm cool. I didn't need to do. I didn't need you to do this. I didn't need all of this. But jazz is like still willing to do it. Like today, I asked. We're having a podcast. Our friends are here. I'll bring the drinks. Jazz then double back and brought more drinks after I said I brought them. And it's like, it's very, very, like ahead of things. Right. And so a lot of times I feel like I'm not able to keep up, and she never makes me feel like, no, we got this. Aww. So it's perfect.
Beautiful.
It's perfect.
Black love. Hashtag
Black love.
So, Leanne, you said massage. I think.
You said Byron was learning how to do the massages.
Byron gives the best massages. I think it might have been what I said. If I didn't say it, I should have said it.
Okay.
I feel like it's time that we transition.
Maybe you can get a massage to a special playlist. You are now tuned in.
You're now tuned in to WMEZ, where the W stands for...
would.
This week we have Aquariuz because I like her name and it's still Aquarius season. Hey,
Yes, it is.
big mood.
I never realized how many Aquariuses I have in my life.
And now you have your new favorite one.
I know.
I thought I was her. Never mind. This week we got Aquariuz with Never That here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
That was Aquariuz with Never That. That has been added to your Baby Maker playlist. If you'd like to hear that song again, be sure to go to your favorite streaming services, Tidal, Apple Music, or Spotify. Type in Textually Active Podcast and the Baby Maker playlist will show up, and you too can figure out what the W stands for in WMEZ.
Textually active.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to that, like it, and share it, and maybe try to make a baby to it. Don't forget to name the baby after me, Meezy, or Eric, or you can put all the names together and make a new cool name. Pull your memes out, guys. Let's see what y'all got. What y'all working with?
Okay, I'll start this thing all off. A real nigga will buy you purses and pay your bills without expecting any sex or beneficial things in return. And that real nigga is your daddy, ho. Not us here. Not us here.
Damn.
Damn.
That's tough.
Being a real nigga.
You know what's coming?
I know. I mean,
You got to balance it out.
A really good thing and a really bad.
What you got, Brittany?
So this is definitely up the line with my Aquarius energy, because sometimes I'm super aloof, but sometimes I need affection. So mine says, when you're clingy, yet distant, and don't want to come off too strong, but you need mad affection, but you get annoyed easily, so you got to sleep in separate beds.
I tried to talk to Eric about that before.
About separate beds?
Yeah, he wasn't with the
That's
shits.
a lot.
Like, we got 2 bedrooms, you know. I like it when you sleep on the couch sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, I need space.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm the clingiest Cancer around,
Yeah.
and I don't have a meme, but Byron was not shocked to find out that one of my favorite songs is "Ain't No Sunshine,"
Oh.
because I want him to feel that the sun is not out if I'm not around him, and he makes me feel that way
Oh,
because he anticipates my needs. So
I love that because that song is so fucking sad.
I love that fucking song. It makes me so happy. Like, he loves that person so much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how he needs.
And I
he
know.
feels
That better be his feeling at all
better
times.
always.
I wonder how many times he said "I know."
A
I
lot,
feel like-
but it was
I feel like-
good.
Going through them.
Yeah.
I feel like that song has a weird twist to it.
It
It's
does.
not about. It's not about what we think it is.
He probably talking about crack or something.
Right?
It's so close.
It's about love.
All right, guys. My meme is forget sex, lay on me and explain why the fuck you keep stealing out of Walmart.
Oh my god!
I like it.
And it's funny because 2 weeks ago I was trying to steal a leash out of Food Lion.
A
Don't
leash?
ask. I just felt like I shouldn't have to pay for it. So
I did that the other day.
I put it in the
You
butt.
shouldn't have to pay for water.
Right.
She steals water from Walmart.
I put it in the bottom of my cart and I'm
Y'all
like,
stress me
I'm
out.
like, they're not going to look down here. Why this snitching ass bitch was like, you forgot something down there,
no.
and I had to pay for it.
I like it.
So, yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you got to steal something
Don't laugh.
just to see if
I
you
didn't
still
want to buy
got it.
the damn leash.
Just see if you still got it.
You just gotta go.
I
my
stole
mom
it.
gets mad if you take condiments out of Wawa and they don't go with what you bought. So
Hey,
that's the extra shit.
it's okay. Anyway. Thank you guys for listening to Textually Active.
We'd
every
love
Tuesday.
to thank our guests for joining us this week.
Yep, and thank you to our guests. Make sure you guys subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment, and follow us on all our social media pages. We're on Instagram at Textually Active Pod. We're on Twitter at Textually Act Pod, and we're on Facebook at Textually Active Pod. And pull up to the YouTube, and you can see us when we're recording the show. This was great.
How cute Brittany is.
Brittany's very cute.
Good night.
I thought you was gonna say Meezy. Darn it.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.